Students are back at Parma City Schools today.
Candace Hare sat down with the superintendent. They spoke about the district's finances and what's new at schools this year.
We know summer oftentimes, that's a time for change. So what has changed in your school district?
The biggest piece this summer is we've had so much construction on our infrastructure. We invested $5.2 million this summer into modernizing playgrounds, fixing some air conditioning units that had become outdated, some roofs. We have some new parking lots, so nothing terribly exciting, but at the same time, pieces of daily life that make a difference for our students and our teachers.
New this year at Parma City Schools are free lunches for all students. It follows a federal expansion of the program, making more districts eligible.
It really lessens the tape that parents have to jump through, the forms, the paperwork, all the different logistical pieces. We know that families in poverty aren't always the ones that are looking at every paper that's coming home for completing for free and reduced lunch. So now we think it's really an equalizing factor, and we're excited that our students will be able to have full stomachs as they enter their learning experiences.
As students head back to the classroom, the district is working through an uncertain financial future. The district's latest 5-year forecast shows a looming deficit, but Smialek says he's optimistic, at least in the short term.
I know there's been some discussion. There was some discussion about possibly a levy. Then there was discussion about not having the levy. Where do things stand with that?
We did withdraw our levy from the fall ballot. We still project a deficit in our 5-year forecast, so it's still money that we need. But we also were sympathetic to what we were hearing throughout the community in terms of the sticker shock of the property reappraisals, and we think that people need to live this cycle a little bit. We need to live the cycle a little bit through plugging our increased revenues into our 5-year forecast. We are going to receive approximately $3.5 million as the estimate from the county, and so that is additional funding, and that will help us to really stave off that deficit. We just didn't think that right now was a great time to go and ask for increased revenue.
The figure you just gave me, you said either a couple $1 million potentially you guys are going to be getting, but the 5-year forecast for 27 was much bigger than that, several million. What else is changing to allow for that to maybe be staved off another year? So
5-year forecast is an increase on an annual basis of $3.5 million. We had closed the deficit in 27 to right around $6 million. So when you plug that $3.5 million all the way through fiscal year 25, 26, you can then carry. It'll be close. I mean, we're not going to have a tremendous surplus in 27, but we think we can get through still in green numbers in 2027.
Now, Smialek emphasized to me that the district is doing everything they can to make things work for students. But as you might imagine, when some of those cuts come into play, that fear of burnout starts to creep in. Tomorrow on Go, we'll share how he says the district is working to address that with their staff. Danita?
You know what, Candace? Teacher burnout is a real problem. So we look forward to your report tomorrow to hear about that. Thank you.